Today we're going to look at an Ibanez TS-9 tube screamer. We're going to determine if this is an original from the early 80s. I'm going to take you step by step on how to determine that, and we'll figure out if this pedal is worth fixing. It has some issues, and we want to determine if it's worth sending away to get fixed. I'll be using the information provided by analogman.com's website. So let's take a look step by step how we can determine if this is original or not. So first looking at this pedal, you'll notice that it's quite heavy. It's made out of a very thick metal, unlike a plastic or thin aluminum that you see many times on pedals today. The next thing that we want to look for to see if this is what year or indicator of the year this is, you look up here and you see that there is no CE. CE, I'm not exactly sure what it stands for, but it's a symbol to stand for that it's compliant to be sold in Europe. So that is not there, so that indicates that this is either the early 90s reissue or an original 80s. Next, looking at the serial number, you'll see that it says 341010. The 3 indicates that this is from 1983. So that is a very good indicator, along with this silver label showing that this is an original 80s, early 80s tube screamer. So let's take a look at the inside and see if everything looks like it's original in there and going along with the 80s conclusion that we're seeing here. The 1983, I should say. So we're just going to unscrew these 4 screws here with a regular Phillips screwdriver. Very simple. Just make sure you have something to put those screws into, like a shot glass or really any kind of container. You just don't want to lose those. I don't know how many pedals I've seen that are missing these bottom screws. They don't have all 4 of them because somebody's lost them at some point. Silly thing to do, but very easy to happen. So we're going to pull this plate off. And you see this plastic piece here? This is just protecting the metal from what I assume will be solder joints. And yes, there are some solder joints there. Now let's look at, you can see this board is screwed down by another screw. So let's unscrew that guy. And now we're going to flip this up and see what we see. Okay, so one of the things that they say on the Analog Man site you want to look for is you want to look and make sure that the wires connecting all the capacitors, resistors, and everything throughout the circuit board are green. And as you can see, they are green here. So that is a great indicator that this is an original 80s, going along with our 1983 conclusion so far. Next thing is you'll see here on the actual board, it's labeled by Maxon. You'll also notice that the 9-volt cover also says Maxon. If it said Ibanez, this was a later version, but Maxon is correct. They are the ones that made these pedals in the early 80s. The next thing you want to look for is you want to look at the capacitor here, and you can see that this says 8328. So according to Analog Man, that means that this is a 1983 capacitor and made in the 28th week of 1983. So this again is telling us that this is an original 1983 TS-9. If any of this stuff does not match, then this is where you would be concerned and not believe that it is original. So from what I can see, everything here is indicating this is original. Now, since we have determined that it is a 1983 TS-9, we want to make sure and see what chip set this has in here, because you'll see from reading the site that it can have quite a variety of chips used, and certain chips are not nearly as desirable. The great news about this pedal, that this is the JRC 4558D chip. That is the good chip. That's the chip that you want to have in here. There's other chips in these pedals, if you have them, that the folks recommend that you actually change those out and have some upgrades done to your pedal. So for my conclusion here, I would say that this is an original and definitely worth having fixed, and make sure that this thing will play and be a great little pedal again. As you can see, this is definitely an original Ibanez TS-9 tube screamer from 1983. It is definitely worth repairing, and I can't wait to hear what this sounds like once it's ready to go. Also, please take a look and learn about our radio show, The Flow Guitar Enthusiasts, where we talk guitars, tone, and gear with the artists, the luthiers, and the manufacturers that we all love. Visit our website, www.flowguitarenthusiasts.com, to learn more, or find us on Facebook, The Flow Guitar Enthusiasts. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.